do it, and I just bring them back around.
Okay. Okay, so I can't do it like this?
Huh?
I can do it
No,
like
you
this?
can, yeah.
Oh,
As long as I see you doing the motions. All right, so we're done with purification. We're ready to tone. Make sure you squeeze your sponges so they're not dripping. Grab them and you just pull out. Start at the midline and just pull your way out. Up the face. Got it?
So for the neck, is like,
Yeah, you can. Yep. All right, so they are toned and you are ready to move on to your dry brushing.
So should we make sure the toner is dry before we move on? Or it
No.
doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter.
I'll be going like this, trying to
Well, it's gonna dry anyway because you're getting ready to do your skin analysis, right? So you stop at your toner. Once you tone, you're gonna pause and wait for everybody else to finish. So make sure you write that on your sheet.
And that's after number...
After number 10. Actually, after number 11. You're gonna do your toner.
Okay, I'm a little.
6 and
11.
11 so far.
So you do your toner, and then once you're done with your toner, you're gonna take your iPads, put iPads on them,
Gotcha. Okay.
and then you're gonna turn. Don't preheat your steamer yet because you gotta wait for me to get through every skin analysis.
okay, so pause after 11.
Yes, pause after 11, and then that's when, after you have your iPads on and you've turned your light on, that's when I'm gonna come around for your skin analysis. So let's talk about skin analysis. Skin analysis is gonna be your 3 T's. It looks like her décolleté feels cool, her neck feels cool, her face feels cool, whatever you feel, right? When you go over tone, I'm looking for color, things that you can see. If they have any redness, if they have any hyperpigmentation, if you see any acne scarring, any of that is gonna go under tone, right? And then for texture, but you also have to be touching. So if they have redness on the cheeks, I see some redness here on the cheeks. I see some hyperpigmentation around the mouth. Make sure you're touching so that they know what we see as well, because their eyes are closed and covered. Got it? And then when you're feeling for texture, you need to actually feel the skin. The décolleté feels smooth. The neck feels smooth. I feel some texture right here under the chin from some congestion. I feel some texture over here on the cheeks because there's a couple of papules or a couple of pustules. I feel some texture on the nose from congestion. I feel some blackheads on the nose. I feel some larger pores on the cheeks, whatever you feel. There's some dry, fine lines on the forehead. I feel some dryness. Anything that you feel goes under texture. Got it?
Anything you see goes under tone.
Yes, anything you see goes under tone. Anything you feel goes under texture. And then I'm gonna ask, okay, based on our findings in your skin analysis, what treatment product, what concentrate or serum are you gonna use?
This is what I'll use.
So I actually have
I think this will already use it too.
some examples. Yes, Ari should absolutely be here today for this.
Yeah, you hear that, Ari?
Is your phone?
No, she's
Oh, on my
doing a
phone.
video. I think it's any merch.
Does anybody else need the other half of the video we took before lunch?
I sent it.
When we started recording on Friday?
I didn't send that one. Because I didn't record.
Nobody needs it?
I mean, for the people that aren't here. Upload it to YouTube. That's what I did. Because you can't send it if it's too long.
The whole editing thing is not gonna work for me.
That's the only way that it'll work. You can't do it any other way.
Unless you chop it into 5 pieces, and I'm not doing it. I don't know how. And that's a whole hour video.
Do you have iMovie?
I didn't know how to work that.
Yeah, me
Oh.
Maybe Google Drive. You can send it all. You can share
Mhm. You can send it to me and I'll put it on YouTube.
I can't send it to you because it's too big.
Oh my god. All this money for gosh dang it, Taryn.
I'm stuck with
No
you. I should not have
storage.
volunteered to do that.
All right, I'm just gonna make it simple. If they have hyperpigmentation or acne scarring or anything color related, then you're going to suggest a bright concentrate.
Okay, hold on.
Hyperpigmentation or acne scarring, bright concentrate.
So, like really any red color.
Any
color issues.
Specifically hyperpigmentation or acne scarring.
Or acne.
Hyperpigmentation or scarring.
So anything that's dark, brighten it.
Yes,
Brightening serum.
brightening serum.
What concentrate we use for
No, brightening concentrate. Bright is a concentrate. It's called bright concentrate.
And that's in the little brown bottles.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's bright concentrate. Your next concentrate is calm. If you see any redness, if their skin is red or inflamed at all, then you want to use your calm concentrate.
And that's it, just if it's red?
If there's
Or
redness,
inflamed?
redness or inflammation.
Okay.
You said calm.
Yes. Your next concentrate
Can we
is
use both?
going to be firm.
Can we use a bright and a calm?
You can.
We have two issues.
Yes.
AG.
If the next one is firm, yes. Your next concentrate is firm. That's gonna be if they have any issues with sagging skin, or if you feel if you press their skin and it doesn't bounce back, that means that their skin is sagging. They're losing elasticity.
So you said redness
So
and
that's firm.
inflammation is-
Why not? They're here about their skin.
I know, but I'm like, oh yeah, I'm saggy.
No, you're gonna say. You're gonna say.
Right. You made it a
feels like-
professional
It
way.
feels like your skin might be losing
saggy, gotta get out of
elasticity
here.
in this area.
My mom would kick me out.
You're a little
if I said that.
saggy right here.
I mean, you're talking about somebody's skin under a dermoscope.
Baby,
It's
they
not
know they
everybody's
sagging.
skin.
They know they sagging.
That's what they're here for. They probably already told you they're concerned with aging on their
Yeah.
consultation form.
Is it
They
for, like-
know their skin, they see it every day.
And fine lines and stuff for like firm.
No, firm is sagging skin.
So
Yes,
that's
sir.
like
Skin that's
sagging and aging?
losing elasticity.
Sagging.
Not necessarily, because fine lines is something else.
Oh my god.
So sagging and low elasticity.
Yes.
Sagging.
Sagging skin, if their skin is losing elasticity. We don't have any examples of this in this class because everybody's skin is nice and tight and firm. Everybody's young and firm.
I
and
got
toned.
some less firm places.
You-
Okay.
Not on your face.
No.
We're talking about the face. All right. So that is when you use your firm concentrate. Next up is your serums.
So are you going to get into what we use for fine lines and stuff? If they do have
Get into it.
Okay.
Right?
So the next up is going to be your pore refining serum. Pore refining serum is for your people who have texture issues. So if you feel like large pores or fine lines or anything that's texture related, then you're going to use your pore refiner serum. So if they have like congestion, texture from congestion, or if they have texture from large pores, or if they have textures from fine lines.
So any kind of texture is the what serum?
Pore refining serum.
Okay, texture.
So fine lines is texture.
Mm-hmm.
And that you said fine lines is texture?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so not texture.
Yep.
I would do that.
Is, say it one more time. What's
Pore
your-
refining serum.
I feel like
I actually love my nose.
And then next up is your, is it in instant luminizing
Is there
serum.
only 2 serums?
There's 3 serums. We don't have the intense hydrator unless we got some in. We don't have it. But I'm still going to tell you about it so that if it's somebody who needs it, you can tell me they need it.
We just won't be able to use it if we don't
Yes.
have it. Okay.
Okay.
So next up is your instant instant luminizer. Yes. Instant luminizer
Serum.
serum.
And that's for.
Instant luminizer serum is going to be for your people who have problems with dull skin. Their skin is dull, their skin is gray looking, it might look kind of sallow, or they might be so dry that their skin looks kind of gray, or they might be a smoker, so their skin is really dull.
I've never seen dull skin.
So that is, well, you guys all have bright glowing skin, so,
I've seen dull
yeah, me too.
skin. Where I work. How do you spell illuminate?
No, LUMINIZING.
So you said it's like.
What? My brain
Go ahead.
goes out.
Instant luminizer.
Bloom.
LUMINIZER.
Oh, I spelled it wrong.
Instant luminizer.
So
My brain
you said
did not know
dull skin is
how to
considered
spell
like
it.
because sometimes
So
I'm
dull,
thinking my
gray,
skin
dry.
is dull. So
It means this.
it's like
Your skin is not dull.
I just think of like not no like glow or color.
Mm-hmm.
So if there was no glow, you would suggest this. If you
Mhm.
want a
I guess
glow.
dry.
Or if they come in and they say, my skin is dull, I'm looking for a glow. You can tell me, she said that she is looking for a glow. So I'm gonna grab the instant luminizer.
So what if you think it needs something, but they didn't say
Right.
it and you need
Oh,
it out?
I was about to say that too.
You're not roasting them.
I was
You're
about
just telling them what their skin is like. Like, nobody's insecure when they're talking to an esthetician about
What
their skin.
But I mean,
She
they
said Typically, nobody's in the room but you and the client,
So it's
or
not-
unless you have if you have another student in there with you. So you're talking to them about their skin, but you're telling me because I'm your educator.
Yeah.
So I don't care what they said. You already addressed what they said with your elemental nature.
Okay, so
But
you're
you
still,
are giving your expert opinion about
Okay.
what you see on their skin. I don't care what they told you. What
so
do you
can
see
still target
as an
what they
expert?
want and then add on what you think would also help.
Yes, unless you don't see what they said. If they said they got fine lines and wrinkles and their skin look like Summers, you're gonna be like, you ain't got no fine lines and wrinkles. You ain't gonna tell them that. You're just
But
gonna
you're
say,
not gonna do that for them.
this is what I see. And you're gonna tell me what you see. But if you don't see anything specific and they said that they came in for a glow, you can say, she said she's looking for a glow. She's going to a wedding or whatever. So I'm gonna use the instant luminizer. You can also use that in addition to the thing that they really need. Like
Yeah.
say they have hyperpigmentation and they also said that they want to glow because they're going somewhere this weekend. You can say, I'm gonna use the bright concentrate because I see some hyperpigmentation.
And then
They're
you
also looking for a glow, so I'm also going to use the instant luminizer.
Okay.
Got it? So you can take into account the things that they say and the things that you see with your expert eye.
Okay.
Got it?
So for example, if their skin
Yeah, Rosa.
needs firm concentrate and the pore refined serum, what if we're doing it and then when we do it, I only notice the firm concentrate and I don't even mention the pore refined serum? Is that losing the point?
No, it's what you feel like they need. And
So
you
not
got
what
to
you
tell me
feel
why.
like.
You got to tell me why. If you pick a concentrate and or a serum, you got to tell me why. And if that makes sense, then absolutely.
So if we
If
miss
it doesn't,
one,
you'll be
it's
like,
not gonna
no.
be missing a point technically.
If you're not recommending the right concentrate and or serum, I'm going to
Like
take
if
off
you
a
pick
point.
the wrong one.
If you
right,
pick the
but if
wrong
you,
one,
like,
or
miss
if
one,
I see something that you didn't see, then I'm gonna take off a point for your skin
That's
analysis.
what I was asking.
Yeah,
Correct.
I'll say something. I'll correct you,
And
but
you're like,
I'm just gonna take off a point for your skin analysis because it's not right.
So if her skin is dull too, but I only do the sagging and elasticity, and I don't suggest doing the serum, that would be losing the point.
Yes, because you did
Then-
not correctly analyze their skin. So you got a dermoscope with a light in their face. You got to learn how to look at skin. That's why I put you with different partners so you can see different things.
One more question. What if their face, like, it looks like they need a concentrate in 2 different serums? Just pick one?
Yeah, you can use either two serums or 2 concentrates or a concentrate and a serum. I wouldn't use any more than 2 treatment products.
So
Would
you
you
pick the
recommend
main
that
2.
Huh?
On any skincare routine, you would never add more than 2?
No, I would
It's
never
just the
add
skin
more
is
than
just
2.
too much.
Yeah, that's too much for your skin. Eventually, it's just gonna start balling up on their skin.
So
And
as
it's
long
not
as you
gonna
have at
get
least
there.
2,
You gotta have at least 1.
at least 1.
Yes. So if their only issue is hyperpigmentation, then all you're gonna suggest is bright concentrate.
But if they have 3 problems, pick 2, and we won't get a point if we miss that 3 because we can only do 2.
Right.
Okay.
So their main concerns or the things that you see immediately, like
Cause I'm scared if like I see hyperpigmentation, but then you're looking for if I pick the texture.
oh my god, you're overthinking it.
You really are. You
If
about to
you
confuse
pick
me.
hyperpigmentation and they got hyperpigmentation, yes, that's gold.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you about to go over the hydrating serum?
Yes, if I ever get there.
Sorry. Okay.
So the third one is the Intense Hydrating Serum. That one is for somebody who is dry. They're concerned with dryness. They told you they're dry. You looked at their skin and you saw that they were dry. You felt it and their skin feels dry. They might have dry lines or anything like that.
Did you say
Their
intense
skin
or
is
instant?
instant.
Instant hydrating.
No, intense.
Intense.
I'm sorry. Intense hydrator. Y'all confusing me. Intense hydrating serum.
So just dry skin.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know if you covered it before, but what's the biggest difference between a concentrate and a serum?
A concentrate is going to be thicker and that is going to help over time.
Okay.
So if they're using a concentrate, it's not necessarily going to work right now. It's going to be something that they need to keep using over time to brighten their skin or to calm their skin or to firm their
So
skin.
the serum is instant.
Your serum, they will see results instantly.
If you have a serum and a concentrate, you always put the serum on first.
Serum always goes before your concentrate.
Okay.
So it's serum, then concentrate, then vitamin C. Got it?
We got it.
So your serum is always gonna be thinner. That's why it comes in that little dropper, because it's thinner and you press it into the skin. Your concentrate is gonna be a little bit thicker than a serum, so you put that on top and you press it in. Yep.
Serum, concentrate, vitamin C.
And then your vitamin C comes next because it's a little bit thicker than your
Then
concentrate.
moisturizer, then
Well, then your
protect
eye
it,
cream, yeah,
and then
your eye cream
sunscreen.
comes before that. But
You
your
do-
palette, you'll follow your palette around. That's why
Oh, really?
it's
You do eye
important
cream?
to put your palette in
Well, it
order.
says concentrate and then serum.
I would do
Oh,
it.
we call it.
I would do an eye cream.
Okay, so those are the only two that aren't in order then.
So
But if it's a
swap
serum, you want to use your serum first. If you only have a concentrate, you just use the
The
concentrate.
serums are white.
The serums are in the taller bottles with the dropper.
I put
The
white.
concentrates are, well, the intense hydrator is blue. So.
It'll say serum.
It says it on the thing,
Bottle.
and it's got a dropper. Your concentrates are in the brown.
Brown down.
I just put white because the bottles
Callie,
are
what
white.
are you
It's for
writing
the
all
people
this
who
at?
ain't here. That's
Okay.
why
Yeah, that's on my sheet.
the brown bottles or the white bottles.
It says serum.
I was about to say, they better know how to read
and
and see that it says serum.
Analysis. The other one's the back of my.
I feel like you guys are way overthinking this. I don't think I've ever spent so much time going over facial
We
stuff.
never
We just
If
like
I
really
write
move
on the
yourself up.
palette like 5 is the serum and then 6 is the concentrate, is that fine if I
Yeah,
just switch my
that's
rest
fine
like
if you
no
put your
order?
serum first. I didn't even make that palette. That's Quinn's
I do that.
sample palette.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, serum and then concentrate.
Okay.
If you want to know the difference, concentrate works over time. Serums, you'll see results instantly.
And serums are thinner. So they
Serums
go.
are thinner, they go first. Concentrates are thicker, so they go next. Okay? All right, so we good on that, right?
Yeah.
All right, so then we move on to I'm gonna tell you, I'll tell you to turn your steamers on, so you don't have to think about that, but, after that, you wait for me to get around the room, and then I'll say, okay, turn your steamers on. You can turn your steamers on, and then you're gonna grab, and then I'll say, okay, you can go ahead and start your exfoliation portion. When I say that, then you grab your dry brushes, make sure that you use the same motions as your cleansing motions, the circular motions. So make sure you're going in a circle, upward circles. Got it? So your brushes come together. Same thing on your neck. Your brushes come together. That way, yes.
Okay.
Your brushes come together on the chin and you come out.
So anytime we do any circles, it's coming towards the boobs?
Yes.
Okay.
Toward the nose,
That'll
even.
help me remember.
Yeah. And then when you get to the nose, I'm looking for the crisscross.
Crisscross.
Yep. From one side of the nose to the other eyebrow.
Oh, you're starting down and going up.
Yes. From one side of the nose up to the eyebrow. One side of the nose up to the opposite eyebrow.
This is after 5 and 6.
It's on dry brushing, number 13.
Oh, I was on the back of the nose, that's right. Okay.
And then you get to the forehead, and then you do your forehead circles.
And before you did crisscross, you did it on all the lower half of the face.
Uh-huh.
You started at décolleté work.
Yep, and you work your way up.
Okay, so same essentially as cleansing.
Yep.
Instead of like around the eyes, we're doing
Yep.
crisscross.
And then circles on the forehead. Got it?
Got it.
Okay. Then you're done with your dry brushing. And then you take your pads with tabs, and then you grab your tabs, dip them in your exfoliant, and then that's on the face only. And then you start doing your circles. Start at the chin, work your way up. Any of the areas where you saw congestion or blackheads, you can spend a little bit of time in those areas because it'll bring it right out. I don't know if you guys noticed on Benetta's face
Gone.
how those blackheads just disappeared when I did the when I used the pads with tabs. So all the blackheads that she had in her nose were gone. The congestion she had under here, those little pustules that she had on her cheeks, all gone.
You were like a feel good.
Yeah. And then the forehead, and then you're done. If you have somebody who's uber sensitive and their skin is like beet red, then you want to just go really lightly with your pads with tabs. Okay? All right. And then after that, then your steam should be about going. If your steamer starts to steam before you're done with your other exfoliating portions, just turn it off real quick. And then you can turn it back on when it's time. And then you're gonna bring your steamer behind their head, make sure that the steam is going all over the face. So the steam should be coming like this. Got it?
Got it.
Okay. If you steam at the top of their head, I'm gonna take off points for your steamer placement. If the steam is going up here and it ain't touching their face, I'm gonna take off points for your steamer placement. So just make sure you're looking at where the steam is going, and it should be going over the face. Got it? It should be about 12 inches away from their face, so about this far away, and just make sure it's going over the face. Got it? Okay. You position your steam, and then I'm going to be looking for your hand and arm massage.
Are we gonna get our scrubs next week or something?
I don't know when your scrubs are coming in.
And we don't even got our arms and back.
I don't never know. They don't tell me. One day they just show up, and I'll be like, or somebody will be like, hey, your scrubs are here. The last class got them while we were in emerge. If you get to the spot and your scrubs aren't here yet, you'll just wear your regular uniform, your all black. Okay? So when you get to your hand and arm massage, you're gonna do that while, I forgot to tell you this. So when I didn't even start that. So you do your pads with tabs, and then you apply your eye pads, right?
Yeah.
And then you apply your exfoliant, your exfoliating formula. Yes. Your exfoliating formula in your pad. Let me look and see what this looks like. this is worded a little weird because you do your pads with tabs with the exfoliant, right? And then you apply your eye pads, and then you apply your exfoliating formula, and then you steam.
So if you
So don't put the steam on them until you have their eye pads and their exfoliating formula on. So make sure that you change that on your sheet. So you got your pads with tabs and the exfoliant, and then you put their eye pads on, and then you apply the exfoliating formula, and then you apply the steam.
So
You guys got that?
It just skips the steps.
Not necessarily, because you still put the steam on, but it's after you get the exfoliating formula on. Does that make sense? Just make sure you remember that you do not put a steamer on them without eye pads. So if you reach in for your steamer and you see that they don't have eye pads on, you are wrong. You put your eye pads on first, and then you apply their exfoliating formula. And then you put your steam on them. Does that make sense? Okay, and once you get your steam on them, then you're gonna move on to your hand and arm massage. So I would probably write something so that I could remember the steps. And then it looks like, can I borrow your arm, Felicia?
Yeah.
You don't even have to take anything off, because I'm just gonna do the motions.
Okay.
So you're gonna apply your oil. So your step one is kind of like applying the oil, because you're going all over the arm, right?
We do this 3 times.
Yeah, you do that 3 times. Got it? Let me see your sheet, because I don't want to make any mistakes
I
while
wrote
I'm
that.
talking about them.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, your hand cream.
Not oil.
No, not oil. I'm sorry, I did say oil. Yeah, so you're applying your hand cream. Do that about 3 times. And then you do your forearm thumb circles, so they look like this. Can you guys see me? Do you want to come where you can?
The upper hug, what are they?
Upper body hug?
Yeah.
Were you not here for the relaxing
I'm looking at
massage?
the wrong one. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, then never mind.
So yeah, you do your thumb circles. If you can't see, you might want to get where you can. And then when you're done with that, then you do your wrist rotation. You interlock your fingers, and then 1, 2, 3 in one direction, 1, 2, 3 in the other direction. I typically like to do one of these, but that's not required. So if you don't do that, I won't take off any
So
points.
pretty much work your way down, do the whole arm, then it's
And then you flip your arm over, and then you get to their palm. And then you do your palm effleurage, which is just kind of coming from the wrist to the fingers with your thumbs. So it looks like that. So this is what number 4 looks like. And then for number 5, you're gonna do your palm circular friction. That's where you interlock the hands. And then that's gonna stretch out your palm, right? And then you're just gonna do your circles.
to see if we interlock, that's important.
Yes.
I would do that.
So there's that. And then once you've done a few of those, then you flip their hand over, and then you do your back of hand effleurage. So from the wrist to the fingers. Anybody know what these are called? What's this area called of the hand? What are these bones or muscles called?
Ooh,
Metacarpals. Metatarsals are on the foot, but the same area of the foot.
Oh, that makes sense. You would just say they have
Carpal tunnel. Yeah. So these are the carpals
I'm over here.
in your wrist, and then these are the metacarpals.
Gotcha.
Okay. So anyway, so you do that, and then you start doing your finger pressure points. That's number 7. So you're gonna take, and you're just gonna squeeze, 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 and then pinch off the tips of their fingers. So sides, tops, pinch off. Sides, tops, pinch off. Sides, tops, and then pinch off. And then the thumb, or if you start with your thumb first, I don't really care. I think I start with the pinky first on one hand and the thumb first on the other hand, just because of my position.
Your hand can be like this.
Hmm?
Or does it have to be like this?
No, it can be like this. And so squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You guys are really overthinking this. Squeeze, 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 and then pinch off. That's it. And then you do the pressure point, which is gonna be between the thumb and the first finger. And you just apply pressure for about 5 seconds or so. And then you're done with that. And then you lift their arm over their head. And then you come kind of behind them because they're laying down. And then you just kind of get in there and do your circles on their tricep. Do that about 3 times. And then they're laying down, so you're gonna give their arm a stretch. I wanna see you holding at the shoulder to brace their arm. And then you bring their arm down to the side. I wanna see you holding at the shoulder and giving them a pull to brace their arm. And then they're laying down, so then you bring it down like this, and then you pull down there. And then you move on to the next arm.
Okay, I'm confident with the arm.
Does that make sense? So y'all got your hand and arm massage?
So
Everybody feels good about it? Okay.
Or is it effleurage? Does it kind of happen after this?
What?
Okay. Maybe I'm confused. Let me see.
Oh, yeah, I think I skipped a step.
That's why I was like, I just want to.
So after the pressure point, then you do your forearm
again,
effleurage. It's just this.
so do it twice. So don't do that in the beginning.
No, you do the forearm circles, the thumb circles first.
Oh, in the beginning.
And then number 9 is the forearm effleurage.
Just like that.
So you do that. And then you lift the arm up.
And then do
And then do the tricep thumb circles. I'm sorry.
Just wanted to make sure.
No, you're right.
Okay. Effleurage.
No, effleurage.
Effleurage. Then lift their arm up and then the tricep circles. And then stretch up, stretch to the side, stretch down. Yep.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. It's like a line dance.
Right, I'm gonna dance.
Where
I
the
see
fans
dance choreography.
All right, so y'all got it? We feel good about hand and arm massage? If you guys want, y'all can practice on each other after we get done going over it, so you guys have it good, okay? And so once you're done with your hand and arm massage, you are going to, so you wanna skip, you wanna skip 19, no, that's not true.
Isn't it 25?
So you wanna skip 21, 22, and 23, and move on to 24, okay? So you only go up to 20. These starred one that says if performing extractions, we're not doing that, okay? All right, so you want to, once you're done with your hand and arm massage, you want to turn off your steamer, move it away from them, take off their iPads, sanitize your hands, and then you go grab your steam towel and then do their towel removal. Apply your towel, aroma inhalation, remove the mask, make sure it's all off, and then tone. And then you're gonna pause
So basically,
and
every
wait for
time
everybody to finish.
they have the steam towel on, we do the aroma thing.
Mm-hmm. Every time you do a steam towel, there's always an aroma inhalation and there is always a tone. So every steam towel, aroma inhalation, remove everything, tone. Got it?
Yeah.
So that's the end of your exfoliation formula. So once I see everybody stopping, I'm gonna say, okay, have we all completed all of the steps in our exfoliation portion? You're gonna say yes, and then we're gonna move on. I'm gonna say you may move on and begin your skin balancing and correction treatment, or skin balancing and treatment mask portion, which is gonna be the massage balancing and the correction. So you're gonna move on to your skin balancing massage, which is with your light comp oil If you decide to put light comp oil in your ramekin and customize it with your oil, then that's what you'll use. If you don't decide, I don't really care, you can squeeze it out of your bottle and just make sure you use just a light amount. I typically would either, if I'm using a ramekin, I'll just dip my fingers in the ramekin and do like this, but if I'm using my oil, I'll squeeze some in my hand and work from there. So you can make sure you're not getting too much oil because they shouldn't be shiny. So you're gonna massage that oil in. Make sure you massage it in good. They should have a glow and not be shiny. So you're gonna work your way up the face. Make sure you get it all in there. And then once you get it all massaged in good, they're looking glowy but not shiny, then you take and you squirt some water in your hand, and then you just I kind of go like this. And then I do some little, and then you just rub it in. As you rub it in, it'll start to turn into like a lotiony consistency.
And now you're gonna do this.
And then once you're done, and then once you're done with that, you're done with your skin balancing massage, then you're gonna apply your eye pads. Got it? And then you're going to apply your mask. You apply your deep clay cleansing mask.
And we're not pausing in between yours.
Nope, you just keep rolling. So you apply your deep clay cleansing mask. Remember, when you just, a way to remember it is you pause after you tongue.
Okay.
Yep. So you apply your deep clay cleansing mask with your fingers. We're not rubbing it in. We're just applying a really smooth, even application. Once you apply it, then you're gonna do your massage, your
Okay.
yes. So you're gonna start, you got it on good, wipe your hands off, get some oil on your hands, kind of rub it in to their neck and shoulders, right? Because your mask is on the face, so we're not doing anything on the face at this point. Rub it in on the shoulders, and then you have them take a deep breath, and then press on their décolleté to expel the air. Take a deep breath, press, take a deep breath, press. And then after they've pressed, then you move on to your massage. So you slide your hands up to their shoulders, press down, wrap around, and then circles behind the occipital ridge. And then you do it again. Press down, wrap around the shoulders and arms, back up, circles behind the occipital ridge. Do you guys want to do this with me? Because I feel like you guys were concerned with
This
this
is the only
massage.
one I don't
This
like.
is the one that you should be doing with me. If you can't see, maybe find a place where you can. Okay, everybody got their mannequin? Okay, so take a deep breath. As they exhale, you're gonna press. Take a deep breath. As they exhale, you're gonna press. They're gonna take a deep breath. They're gonna exhale, you're gonna press. Then you're gonna place your hands here. You're gonna press down on the shoulders, wrap your hands around their arms, bring them back behind the shoulders, behind the trapezius, up to the occipital ridge. 3 circles with just this one hand on the back, behind the occipital ridge. It happens right here.
So almost like a hug, but you bring it all the way back here to the.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's called the upper body hug.
This is not.
And then you press down. You're gonna do that 3 times. And then you're gonna do your half upper body hug. So you're gonna turn their head. And then, I know, just pretend to turn their head because Manny don't turn. So once their head is turned, then you're gonna slide down the neck, press on the shoulder, wrap around, and then you're gonna do the same movement, but just with one hand. Got it?
3 times?
Yep.
Does it matter which way we go, like forward,
First.
backward? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you gotta go in front.
Oh, front first.
Press down. And then you turn their head to the other side. And then you do it again. Press down, in front of the arm, wrap around, and then circle. 2. And then circle. 3. and then circle. And then you're gonna move on to your trapezius friction. So then you're just gonna go back and forth. So your hands are doing this behind them.
This is what I'm.
So you just go back and forth. And then you're gonna flip your hand and you're gonna use your thumbs and you're just gonna do some petrissage. So it looks like this. So just some circles. And this is the one where if they're laying down, you can slide your knuckles underneath and you can use your knuckles too if they want a lot of pressure. So that looks like this.
Just when you press down, is when they inhale or exhale?
When they exhale, because their chest is gonna be falling anyway. Got it? Okay, so then after that, that's when you do a transitional upper body hug. So you're gonna press down, wrap your hands around. You're just gonna do this one time. Circle, 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 and now you're up to their ears. That's how you get there.
You said it should. Can you do that again?
Oh my god.
The same upper body hug that you did before. Press down, wrap around. You're just gonna do it one time. Circles behind the occipital ridge, and then you're gonna move up to the ears. And then you're gonna,
Rub the lobe.
yep, just kind of do a little lobe massage. We're not going in their ear because we don't do that.
Okay, just down here.
Yep,
And if they got earrings, just mock it.
yeah. And then once you're done with your ear massage, you're gonna be ready for your décolleté circles. So from the ear, your hand just goes right behind the occipital ridge, and then it comes down behind the trapezius, around the shoulder, across the décolleté, behind the other shoulder, and then underneath the chin.
All
It's
with
like
one hand?
And
Redo.
then- Yep.
That's
You-
Jedi.
And then, well, we're gonna do both sides.
Okay.
And then
Can we
you
get
do
it?
the other side.
Can we
Slide
get it?
down, around the back of the trapezius, around the shoulder, across the décolleté, around the other shoulder, and back up underneath the chin. So it's like a race car track. So you're gonna do 3 times on each side.
Oh, yeah.
So that's number 2.
Okay. I'm
And then
getting this.
3,
Jedi
slide
mind.
down the neck, around the trapezius, around the shoulder, across the décolleté, around the other shoulder, around the
And it doesn't matter
trapezius.
if we
and back
start
up.
from
The chin.
the left or right, just 3
No,
times.
just 3 times.
That's
Our
like
third
I'm like knocking somebody's chin.
rotation. Got it? You got it.
That's good.
Yep.
It feels like
And
a
then you rub
Jedi
the back?
move. You're like,
No, you start in the back. Start in the back, Felicia. You start in the back and then come around. Yep.
twisting.
Yep. You got it.
And then we rub the back of your
You rest on the
and
head.
just leave it like that, okay.
Yep. And that's it. Everybody feel like they got it?
I got that one.
I'm gonna
Yes.
for myself, really, to make sure.
Jedi moves is what I'm gonna write on my sheet.
Yeah.
That's
Jedi moves.
Because you gotta like go across
Yeah.
the chin.
I feel like a lot of people call it the race track because it's like
Really?
you're driving on the race car track, you're going around, you're going back up, and then you take
Okay,
the
so
other
you said
side.
The first one, you just hold it and let them inhale, exhale?
Yeah, inhale, and then you press on their exhale.
Okay.
No, you press on their exhale, and then you press the shoulders down, and then
We should do this
Yeah.
massage on each other.
We
you
got
want to
time
do it
right
now?
Yes.
You guys have time if you want to do it
Yeah.
now.
Do we have other stuff to go over?
The protection.
Yeah, well, the protection is always the same, so that's just following your palate the rest of the way
So
around.
before the body hug, that's just do the inhale.
Can you do the last 2 steps?
Look at your
Look
sheet.
so quick.
Inhale, press down on the exhale.
So what part do I push on the shoulder?
Looking for my.
That's the upper body hug.
Okay.
So press down on the shoulders and then wrap your hands around.
The other one. This one.
Other way.
Oh, the
Circle.
Yeah.
The sheet is that.
No, I got it.
You got it.
Yeah, that's
You
it.
just need to do it.
But push
And
on
then
the
press
shoulder.
down on the shoulders and then come around. Yep, you got it.
Okay.
Is it?
lay it for the
turn her head, and then
business.
do the one side.
Yeah.
Turn her head, do the other side.
Yes.
Then you do the 1, 2, 3, then the 1, 2, 3. Okay, whatever.
The 1, 2.
Then you do this to go up to their ears.
Yes.
Then you do.
Ear time.
Oh wait.
Are you looking at your sheet?
I am.
It tells you what to do
where
next.
to start at though. It tells me which direction. It don't tell me which point to say.
Well, if you're behind the ears, you start behind the neck.
So then you go here.
Yeah. And then the same thing on the other side. Start behind the other side. Yeah.
Okay.
No. Behind. You always start behind.
Oh, okay.
On this paper, it has the thumbs first.
Oh my god, looking at this though, I don't even know.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, does it?
Yeah,
Everybody
it has
has-
this little thumb part
half
first,
everybody
and then
has-
this part.
Oh, okay.
What?
I just
Wait,
wanted
that's
to-
what I said.
Can we go
No, I
through
I
thought-
said
this?
you do this,
Oh, I thought you did.
and then you
the-
do this.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so that's right.
Okay.
Can we go over the, can you do the
You can
how-
use the knuckles instead of the thumbs.
Okay.
But you start with your
With
thumbs
my thumb,
behind.
okay.
Yeah. So that's right.
So I got the hug part.
No, your thumbs go back and forth like this.
Like this.
Like this.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Jedi moves now.
And then,
Do you want me to
then
keep
you go
recording?
into
Your
the
hands,
circle.
and then you do the circles.
Gotcha.
And if you want to, you can use your knuckles.
Can you show me how to get from this